So you want us to
Like
sit?
so many other things in life.
Okay, we'll have a seat. Just wait, I guess.
Or we can do exercise. Like Subaru. Right. Which is not a bad idea.
I won't make you do squats.
Okay, I think we're ready.
Okay. Let's stand and have a moment of prayer, silent prayer, and then we'll do pledge.
I'll do it.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Morning, everyone.
Morning. Morning, Sharon.
Morning. Is there any public comment at this time?
Will we be getting an update on the Straight Town sinkhole?
Probably. We'll get to that probably later, later in the meeting. Okay, Carol?
We're not ready to hear from Rusty yet.
Okay. Can I entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the September 20th meeting?
I'll make the motion. I just have one correction. On the company in Hillsborough, they are a hose company, a flexible hose company for gas line. I don't know if that matters. I just thought, in case they're reading the minutes, they didn't want me to think they were power. But what they do is actually bring in flexible hose and put fittings on them.
Okay,
For gas
it
line.
just said, oh, it says power.
Power company, yeah.
Okay,
It's a flexible gas hose
okay.
company, hose technology.
So what they're-
Types of ProFlex. That's one I'll second.
With the correction.
The correction. Okay, all those in favor?
I
Aye. 3-0. Claims 1 through 133 in the amount of $265,963.20, and the unpublished claims and the payroll claims.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye. 3-0. August report of collections as submitted for the health department and the treasurer's.
She didn't get
We-
that
we didn't
to
have
me,
that.
so-
Okay, so just the health department report of collections.
I'll make that motion.
I'll say.
All those in favor?
Aye.
3-0. Okay, we're gonna, can we jump down to the assessor bids? Is that okay, Kent?
Sure.
Okay.
After speaking and Sandy sending out an email,
Mhm.
I would like to go Pyro Technologies. They were a little bit higher, but Sandy's really happy with them. They've done a lot of good things for her, and they're a good company and they're solid. So that'd be my motion.
Okay.
Service you can select.
Okay. All those in favor? Aye. 3-0. Yes.
And I think Melissa will thank you because she'll have it for 3 years.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Let's go back up to the ordinance 2021-10, vacating a certain potted in Robert Roy. I think we, go ahead.
That is the public hearing, so please let the record show that public hearing is opened at 9:09. Anybody here that wishes to be heard on vacated and private property reference on that ordinance? So, comment, show that the public hearing is closed at 9:10. Voting to approve the ordinance.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 2021-10.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye. Vote 3-0.
Signing today.
Do we want to have any discussion on the bids that were received for the demolition of the old jail and the removal of the debris? Any discussion on that, or most of you guys want to move forward? Or
All the bids are really close. We have 3 good companies bid. And Walden out of Crawfordville was the lowest, and we're very, like the rest of the companies, high quality companies. So
And just a refresher, there was 3 sealed bids. DNS Powell was 92,450, Walden was 84,620, and McCullough Excavating was 99,825.
Does you have? I'll make a record of it. The lowest bidder is not responsible from the statute.
make a motion to accept the Walden.
And those criteria, I would second that.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Vote 3-0.
84,620 from Walden for W.
Okay, resolution 2021-30, supporting the protection of right under the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Indiana. Can't, is this our first reading on those?
Well, my recommendation was to you can pass the resolution just on one reading.
Okay,
The ordinance has the resolution says that you will pass the ordinance. Doesn't give a time frame, but one of the main provisions of the ordinance is to have that the resolution codified in the county's code book. The county doesn't have a code book, so I don't know. Pass that ordinance right now it makes sense. So we're going to work on the code book. The other reason is the resolution is a statement of policy and belief that you're in a direction with the elected officials, by the commissioners, the elected officials, and to all county employees. Passing an ordinance is, has the same effect as a state statute, the local government enforceability. With that being said, my recommendation is to just pass the resolution this time, and then we will pass the ordinance as soon as we can.
okay.
And you want to talk about ordinance?
Okay, so can I get a motion and a second on the resolution?
I'll make a motion for resolution 2021-30.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye. 3-0. Okay, and I just wanted to stress that on the ordinances, I know when I was auditor and previous Colleen, when she was auditor before I was, there was discussion about hiring a company to put our ordinances together. And I would like to move forward with that
I
if
would
we
too.
can. So if you can, I don't know if you want to get,
I have
prices
one
or talk with
proposal,
Ken?
and I need to talk with Ken.
okay, that's great.
Afterwards, going to talk to you about confrontation.
Yeah, that's a process that we can do, we can do it more competitively than some of the services that we do. So I mean, it's starting from scratch, but we've done it for other clients and you start with the most recent 5 to 10 years, and then there are certain ordinance terms that are just basic, and we'll be able to identify things that may need to be passed to go into an ordinance book, with just some standard terms. But we start with the most recent number of years and put in a code book, what the statute requires is, all the ordinances you have 2 pages of whereas clauses, and then you have, what the commission actually passed and what is the substance of the law. The commission passes as the legislative branch. And the statute requires that just that essence goes into a book, so. We start with that and then you break those apart and put them into the proper form for a book. And then you have your basic book, and then over time, we go back, back through time to include other words in sections. I mean, there's relevance now. And City of Clarksville still has it's a crime in the city of Clarksville to spit on the sidewalk. So we have anti-spitting ordinances from the 1930s. We can decide what. This is the hundreds of
Yeah.
years.
Well, it just keeps getting brought up. I just think we need to,
But it's a
Yeah.
statute. I'm really surprised we haven't gotten an audit note on that.
Yes.
It's statutory.
That's not.
okay,
And I'm surprised, and we are doing code enforcement, it would be something that I think it could be relevant in a code enforcement case. We don't have a code.
I also feel that'd be very beneficial to us in right-of-way situations as long as speed limit posting in a certain area, all these things, because I have a file right now, and you go back through them, this will change this. What's up to date? And that would be very beneficial.
okay. So on the ordinance 2021-13, we're gonna wait on that one as well.
No, well, we're gonna make a resolution today.
Okay,
But is Terry back there?
No.
Andrew? Nope. Oh, that's all. Okay. Terry specifically asked about this. He was very adamant. You think long and hard about passing it. And it basically says that we will not force the county and sheriff's department to take people's firearms. We will not use county money
Mhm.
for them to, federal government says,
okay,
take firearms. We will not do this.
okay.
Okay, I'll make a motion on ordinance 2021-13 for resolution at this point.
For resolution, okay,
I'll second for the resolution.
okay. All those in favor? Aye. 3-0. Okay, down to transfers. The health department, $1,000 from their group health insurance down to office supplies.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, 3-0. I've been working with USI vendor on federal funding for Bridge 202, just on the outside of Stone Bluff. And so we do have a letter of commitment ready to replace it. The county would be responsible over the period of time. This is like for 2026 or 2027 when this will actually get done. So we do have a few years. The majority of our cost is going to be later on. So our local funds will be $582,560, and the federal funds being requested is $2,330,240. Total project, $2,912,800. And it's a 80-20. So it's been several years since we've done a federal bridge, and we budget for 2.5 bridges every year. But yet we have not been seeking after any federal funding. So I talked to Dudley about him just to give him a heads up on this, so he's aware. So that is kind of my reason, or the commissioner's reason, to increase Cume Bridge rate just a little bit so that we can be building up some money to, pay for this bridge. And then if there's another one, we don't have enough history on another bridge. I know I talked to Rusty, and there is another bridge that is in dire need. But we have the information on this particular one. That's why we're moving forward on it. So we'll keep you up to date on, future bridges.
I'll make a motion to execute the letter of financial commitment to Bridge 202.
Okay.
And I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
3-0. Additional appropriation request, county general ambulance, gas and oil, $10,000, and utilities, $5,000.
I'll make a motion for that.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
3-0. Colleen, did you have anything to say about the AUL deferred comp? or-
No, what it is, they're getting rid of the fixed interest account. We have 2 employees that are still on AUL deferred comp. Everybody else has switched theirs to Empower. We have a choice of getting rid of it altogether. That was option 3. Option 2 was to liquidate the AUL fixed interest account, transfer participant account balances.
Colleen, I'm in favor of this, getting rid of it, if they can move over to, if they do not get hurt, to employees under hurt, and move over to.
I moved mine over and I to Empower, and there was no.
There's no,
I
Yeah.
was just to get out, I would be my motion to do away with the entire AUL contract and just move them to
mhm.
Empower where everyone else is.
I agree. I think that'd be easier.
We tried to do that, but, we didn't really want to force people, but I think at this point, yeah,
That's just, just.
more bookkeeping.
Yeah, I do.
So I'll make.
I'm not sure who it is.
Yeah. we
I
have it.
wanna
Is
say-
there an option number?
I don't know.
Number
Okay.
3.
If I need to come in and sign it, just let me know, but I think it's either you or one of us. Okay,
So I'll make a motion to take option number 3.
okay.
Either way.
And I'll second number 3.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Vote 3-0. Yes, and so I do have in here for the Covington Nursery School trick or treating. I think we've always allowed it in the past. I don't know that do we need a motion for this or can't to allow it?
Yeah, it just makes it regular. That's fine. Normal business hours, but.
I'll make a motion to approve the preschool coming before.
Okay,
And I'll second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 3-0.
Purple ribbons.
You just check it out.
Okay. Anybody tell him that there's about purple ribbons and flags around?
Did they contact you? They used to contact.
They come.
Okay,
I know she contacted me and I think I forwarded it to you guys if we didn't get it.
yes, I seen it. But I guess I just assumed that they, because they used to contact the auditor for permission.
Okay, the month of October is domestic violence month, so it'll be purple things all around. I know at the end of October, the gun issues is easy if Rick just takes them down and shows them. Rick, I forgot to tell you, the purple ribbons and everything around, so domestic violence.
Yeah.
We gave you permission. Okay, they took at the end of the month. Yep, thank you.
We're ready to go on departments? Garth?
Morning.
Morning.
Thanks for the through on additional thing. Actually, pushed my budget look through and I can get further, but with our run numbers changing. A couple things. I've been talking with Brenda a little bit about this. We're in a situation with the ambulance service right now. Our schedule is kind of a unique schedule. Basically, full-time personnel working 48 straight, and they have a day off, and they work at it, and we're off for 3 days. They do a 7-day rotation. You may or may not know, hospital got approval to staff a second ambulance 24 hours a day. So they'll have 2 trucks staffed 24 hours a day. Typically, the second truck was an on-call ambulance, so got it staffed, they didn't staff it. But they got approval for that. So they are seeking employees to work that second truck. They are pursuing my personnel to come there to work. They are, what it is basically the way they got it set up is they will work 2 days a week. And there'll be a set day, each crew will have a set day on that. Money wise, they're,
So is that 48 hours straight or?
no, it's 24, like they may work on Monday and Thursday.
Okay.
So it's a set day, it won't be 48 straight.
Okay.
So the challenge we're running into right now is they are pursuing some of my employees and there's some interest. You know, I've got one come and talk to me today. You may take that job over there. And it's in you,
Because of pay or because of hours?
pay and hours,
So
pay and hours both.
so we had talked about restructuring, basically the hours work, maybe not this year, but come 2022. Because otherwise he's gonna be down employees.
What I'm looking at, I think I'm not sure that a set day would work. I'm looking at more of what we call an ABC shift. We work at 24 and off 48. You know, basically we have 6 people on a day because we have 2 trucks and Petersburg staff, and of course the advocate truck, which would be 6 people. If you do the ABC shift, you're looking at 18 personnel. Presently, right now, we had 14 full-time. One of the MTs has stepped down, so I'm down to 13. I did propose in 2022's budget, adding an additional 4 personnel. When we were looking at doing that, I was looking at leaving the rotation the way it was, and this additional 4 would work out what I call an overflow truck, basically work 8A to 8P. I worked with Jim Lee a little bit on that, it's kind of what we looked at. This was all proposed in June, you know, and things have changed in the last 60 days. What I would like to propose is setting out council, and commissioners, whatever, and coming up with something, because I'm afraid if we stay where we're at, we're going to lose the personnel, or we're not going to be able to get people come in. I think that creating that 24/48, well, I have people outside of the county applying, but it's hard for them to work a 48 straight, because now they're stuck at the station at 48 straight. And we have to have that second day, they're on call, basically.
they're on that, they're on call. So basically, when the first truck goes out and Petersburg, and then they're stopped on the second truck. So, yeah, I got one gentleman who drives from Clinton. You know, he stays. And I got another one that drives from northern Warren County, and he's right at the 30-minute mark, and that's pushing him. So I guess I'm asking for help because I think we're going to get into a dilemma here that we're going to run into a problem that people are going to not be here, not applying, and I don't want to see us having to run a skeleton crew or even shut a truck down.
Well, and I know, talking to him, I know the you haven't done the salary ordinance for 2022 yet. I think last year we waited until like December, you know, before the council approved that. So that could, even though you had your, whatever's budgeted, you know, the council can certainly make those changes, and if you need to do it, it can all be amended, you know, so.
I don't know, Tom, I don't know.
Anthony said you don't think there's a problem with us doing the change, we just have to catch the manual.
Yeah.
If you're not doing it, probably if you're not doing anything worse than what the manual says.
Yeah,
This would be an improvement for them.
right.
We can catch the manual electronically.
And crunching numbers, there's gonna be an increase in my budget. For what I already asked for 2022, there's gonna be an increase. I don't know, I mean, preliminary wise, I'm looking at $75,000 to $100,000 just to go to an ABC shift, potentially.
And keep in mind that he is one of the rare departments that does collect, and he can collect from his budget. If it's $1 million, he does 70 to 75% receipts. So that's huge. I have had other counties reach out to talk to Garth or myself of how are you making that work? So I hate to mess with something that is working, you know, because I know the fear is what's going to happen if we, you know, fold. And I certainly don't want to see that.
Yeah, I don't have any fear of that.
No,
Our
I don't either, but
ambulance service is superior compared to commissioners I've talked to around.
Oh, I
the
know.
state. And we're only putting $300,000 or $400,000 a year, and these people are paying all of
oh
it.
yeah, they're contracting it out, they're paying a
Yeah,
lot.
there's a lot of.
Yeah, and then contract that, they're getting the mess because it's private services, that was small.
Right.
Or if they're out of a hospital, they want to use hospital. Yeah, it would be a revolt in Fountain County if we ever lost this ambulance service.
So I guess we need to
don't have a
reach
problem
out with
whatever
Addie,
keeping the
because we'll have to
employees happy.
update the handbook, you know,
Right.
whatever
I
we
think,
decide
you
to
know,
go
I
with.
I think that, and I don't know, I agree with the handbook. I think the priority right now is we're gonna have to sit down with the council
Mhm.
and really hash this out, because I know it's gonna increase the budget, I can tell you that. So we can actually really put the numbers, like preliminary, put some numbers together. It's going to increase where I'm at, what I'm asking for 2022, restructuring it is going to increase it.
If you're gonna lose employees.
I agree.
Do it now, work with the council on your budget.
Right.
And we'll get through it.
And that's
If
what
you're gonna
I mean,
start losing quality employees,
and that's where we're gonna be at. I mean, this one is coming.
there's no doubt. Highways in the same
Yeah,
situation.
he's
Everybody's
We're
paying
kind of
more
in a-
money. and-
yeah, kind of a unique situation. I mean, he has to have, you know, personnel with a CDL license.
Right.
Mine has to have EMT license, paramedic license. I can't, unfortunately, when I first started, you could train somebody to be a driver and be okay. Can't do that now. You know, with us being an advanced life support system, you know, department, we can't do that. Unfortunately. Now, do we use firefighters to drive in crisis situations? Yeah, you know, that's a temporary thing. But permanent, we can't do that. And we're regulated by the state of Indiana on that, unfortunately.
I would tell him to do what he needs to do.
Mhm.
You're the boss, you're the administrator. You put the shifts the way you want them, go to the council and tell them about the money and
Okay,
go from there.
so like I said, that's where we're at right now. And I, you know, we're gonna have to make a move somehow, some way. I thought the overflow truck would work. I'm not sure it won't, but it's not entirely just the way the rotation goes. It's not gonna, doesn't help bring in people from outside to come in to work. And that's what we're seeing more and more is, not that we don't have EMTs within our county. We do, but you know, a lot of them don't want to work full-time. They might come in and work PRN.
Could you attract some of those people from them back for a day or two, or? Fill in?
Some of those already do now, we fill in, but where we run into Chetney, obviously.
Right.
Where my thing is, you look at my roster, most everybody on the roster already has a full-time job. So what I run into is, you know, the days off, if it's available, a lot of them may not want to put in that extra time.
The other
They
thing,
try.
the other thing that he's gonna have to look into, because he had brought this up before, when the director or the assistant director have to fill in for, let's say someone's a no-show and they need someone to fill that truck, his work is being put on hold, and so he has to work a shift for someone else. So I think what he was recommending, requesting, you know, from us is if he's filling in an EMT A or B position, pay him that for that work shift, but we're still paying him as director assistant. So I think that still needs to be discussed,
That's something-
changes made, you know, so, you know, we wouldn't be paying him his director salary for filling a truck. He would be paid according to whatever that position
As
is.
long as, Addie can have those.
Right.
Right, and that's,
Federal problems. with it.
Yeah.
and that's what we would work with her on
Yeah.
this situation.
So while we're fixing the other, you know, can we fix this issue too?
Absolutely.
Because I know in the future, it's just gonna get worse,
Yep.
you know, so, okay.
Brenda, you have those figures ready? I mean, I'm looking at percent that you're collecting. I'm looking at the people that Lee has left.
Mhm.
Will you have those ready by Monday? So
I will do my very best, yes. Yeah, it just depends on how the schedule goes this week. I mean, so yes, I will do my best to have everything put together for you. On a good note, the chassis did come in. And they were putting the box on the chassis. Like he told me last week, so about 30 days. Be about 30 days out, so probably at the end of October, fingers crossed, everything goes well, we should have everything.
Awesome.
I don't have anything else.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sheriff.
Oh, is he? Okay. Sheriff?
Let's see, what do I have? Okay. Really, it's more, I guess, directed at you guys in what I would like to have or see happen with the ordinance. So I'm getting people coming in wanting body cam footage. Yeah, it's those people. Right now, you know, we could really not run off any ordinances at $10 a copy. Yeah, I've reached out to other counties around us and got their ordinances. It's $150 a copy. Because if I have to go there and redact anything, you know, a person's face or people's names or a certain situation, then that takes time to do that. So I'm being taken away from my job. So, again, I would like to bring something to you guys in the next meeting, maybe in
Like law firms come in?
individuals, which, for the Public Information Act, we have to give that information, okay?
Okay.
To a certain degree. I've already reached out to my attorney down to and certain videos I don't have to release, especially if it's in litigation or anything like that. We really don't have an ordinance. So we probably need to be looking at this and start.
Yeah,
to
we have that statutory fees and process that
Okay, and like I said, I've reached out to the other counties around us, I mean, it was 150. So this $10 here, and that's it, we're, when we get these videos for them, we're still having to go through these videos to make sure.
You're not releasing any.
Right.
$10 is nothing.
Yeah, so and that's also, I've noticed with dispatch, theirs is the same way, $10. I can get you want it, you don't pay for it. So.
Yeah.
And that might stop a lot of this nonsense. From happening. So, we dealt with this, I've been dealing with this for nearly a month now. I got the guy coming almost daily. So, and, like I said, I've got other things to do.
This falls under his stuff too, but we get a lot of records from press at the health department too, especially for environmental stuffs and our food inspection. That's why
And we can, I mean, it's part of the problem not having a code book is there's no way to know what we have and don't have on the books. So, no, there's an ordinance that we can put together that addresses the law enforcement records and other departments and establishes copy fees and everything else.
So do you feel that 150 is an appropriate number?
It's step by step.
Yeah, it's set, yeah, it's actually set, so we're, I mean, that's the max. I mean, if it's used for other purposes, it could be other fees. So. And that's all I got.
Then you have to get something new at the jail. Brad said, a switch, network switch.
Oh, crowd.
Yeah. Yeah, so internet switch with that, not under warranty, of course, $34 switch.
Okay, I'm just wondering if you can use special purpose funds. I don't know if that's where it originally came out of.
I think it did
Okay,
initially.
so if you want us to make a motion for it to be paid out of there, and then the council can approve it too. I don't think the council is going to have problems using special purpose because it is for the jail. And if it's out of warranty and that's where we originally paid for it from, I don't have a problem using that.
I'll make a motion for the 32, 34
It's 34 now.
from special purpose
Okay,
for the jail.
I'll second.
okay, all those in favor? Aye, 3-0. And then if you want to ask the council, but
Yeah.
Monday,
Yeah.
okay.
At this point, we passed a resolution for Sacramento County. I know you're very against.
Oh, 43.
Yeah.
So,
So, and then eventually it'll be an ordinance. That's how that's to start.
okay. When was it passed? Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff. Who's up next? Eric?
Yeah, Jenny, come on, I want to see you.
the junkyard.
Yeah.
I've not heard any more since he asked for his extension to September 16th. I did drive down there in that ballpark. Nothing's been moved. I've not heard from him. I'll be happy to make a call to him to see where he stands, or do you, what do you guys want?
Yeah,
Want me to move forward
absolutely. Yeah.
with-
No, just call him when you got an agreement with him.
Yeah, that agreement's still passed by 2 weeks.
Right. That maybe recoup this problem.
Okay, not a problem.
As hard as possible today.
Anything? For Jimmy?
Thank goodness, no.
Road, they're really working on that.
Yes, we're making some progress.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get some-
Good job on that. And then we still haven't heard anything on.
Nothing.
Okay. Okay. What would be our next step, Ken? Ethan? Right? Ethan's working on that.
Yeah.
On that. And then we've sent them that they owe $77,000 fine. And the lawyer had responded.
Yeah, that we just have to move to get that set for trial and move ahead.
Okay.
Good service and everything else.
So do you, is Jamie gonna hold Ethan
I'll have to.
or? Okay. Okay, because I've had it month and a half,
Probably a month and a half. Yeah.
and we knew he received it because he called you and,
No, so we have that.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
And, at that time, I wanted to, but, you know, like, moving forward, so.
If that's in suit, then we just need to move ahead and get it forward.
Okay. Thank you.
Anything else?
Thank
you. Thank you. Rusty, you're up.
How's everybody today?
Good.
Yeah,
Right.
all right. Get this place rocking. First thing I have, I need the county attorney to send a notification on a right-of-way issue on 1400 North. Actual address is 3300 East, 1400 North. The gentleman has planted a lot of bushes coming off of 820. You have absolutely no line of sight on oncoming traffic from the east coming west. And the school bus, I think this report came in from the school bus, so I did the Beacon account, Fountain County, got the property owner, and I will show this property right here, this whole intersection is lined with new bushes and a great big bush right on the corner. And he's been notified before, but I think that I'd like a letter notifying him that he has so much time to get that cut, or he isn't gonna like the way I'll cut it. That's all I can say to that, because our machines do a terrible job. And that's the one thing and the second is, have we sent the letters for the bids of the extra equipment?
I had that ready, just trying to get the publication.
Okay.
Timing before we come to the meeting.
Okay, just let me know, I got two guys interested in sending bids on that. So if somebody would notify me when we got that ready for set, I'd be glad. The third thing I want to address is the whole, say, whole Stringtown has a letter been sent to that property owner notifying him that when we do this, he has to vacate that property. That's what we had talked about the last time you guys were going to address that letter to him, notifying him that, you know, when we move our equipment in there, he needs to be prepared to vacate that.
Just give me the dates, Roger is gonna do that, if you have the dates that you're working there, then.
Well, we're going to do exploratory investigation. I do not have proper equipment to go to. We got to find out what the problem is. And if it is something that's within our range, then we definitely need to address it.
So you need this letter just to do the exploratory stuff?
Yeah, to let him know that when we're digging, he's gotta be out of that house. I mean,
I get kind of lost. Okay.
yeah, I'm sorry, that's what you guys, we had discussed last time.
Okay.
We notify him, we'll move in, once we start digging, he's out in case of them. And then we'll barricade it back up when we're done and allow him to come back in if it's safe. But until that time, as far as our responsibility, I think we need to notify and let him know, I'd like to do that in a couple of weeks if possible. Give time for them, if somebody will notify me that he was notified. We have, put out 240 tons of asphalt so far on the paving project. Those were the major ones, those were the big ones that we have completed. And now Travis and I are trying to come up with a plan to see how much we have left and divide it between the 8 districts for the small patch buggies to go out and build some monster. And
You got that one down there on 234. I can't.
we have not done that one yet.
Yeah.
That, we've got 5 to 6 of those that there's a different way of what we patch these with the machine.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. And now we've got to get the others with the small ones and small ones. So
Okay.
that being said, and I was just advised this morning from, I got emails from equipment and steel companies, piping companies, as of effective immediately this end of this month, 7.5% increase on all products. 7.5%. That is quite a bit as far as I'm concerned. We also have told you that we were going to start looking at some equipment when we sell this time. We got street sweeper room problems. We've got mower problem. Well, we have found a mower that does it all. It has street sweepers, it has brooms, it has everything. I will present a package to you for the 20th. I have quotes on it. Since we are short of manpower, sometimes we need the machinery to do 5 or 6 different jobs. These things, when I present that to you, you'll see that they cover a vast majority of everything, and they're within 20,000 of what we've been paying for a tractor that does one thing. So we eliminate the broom, we eliminate this, we eliminate the mowers, different types. It's got blades, it's got stumper. The machine has every adaptable thing to it. It has a blower that actually blows debris off a road. So when that package is all put together and I give an actual quote of what we need, I think that's something we need to look into and replace 2 big mower tractors that we're waiting for $3,800 heads for that are coming out of Germany. If they get here, and they may be in a boat sitting out, I don't know. I'm just telling you what they tell me. So right now I need to be mowing and I don't have mowers but one to do it, and that's brand new. So you know, work extra. Also, when it comes to manpower, we have been very fortunate until last winter when the overtime exceeded and the comp time is killing us right now. On Friday, it's hard to find 5 people to come into work because they've got time off and these guys are taking it. Unlike the rest of them, we need to either address something to do with pay structure. We need to stress more manpower or something, or if we have the winter this year, we're going to have nobody working next summer. The state is now offering $22.50 an hour to CDL drivers. We're at $18.61. The state is also offering sign-on bonuses. Montgomery County has now lost 12. Because if your qualifications on your CDL, you're rated as a class A, then you get extra money. If you're a class B, you get the standard. So competitions get tough for drivers. Schools, tough time finding a bus. I mean, everybody's going through it. But we've got good people and we definitely need to keep them. So it's just something I'm in the same boat with the rest of it. We are essential people this weekend. Two guys spent 6 hours out there cutting trees. One was caused by a beaver and the other two were rain and wind. So when we get heavy 3 inches of rain, we're gonna have trees down there. And some of them are big and some of them are small, but I mean, you still got 2 men out there working. Well, there's 6 hours of comp time. Now they may not show up today or tomorrow or whatever. I mean, they got the right to have that back. So just saying, on Sunday morning, when you're so warm, those guys make me out at the tree. Or when the snow's.
So Rusty, when you requested your budget for next year,
Yes.
what kind of an increase? Obviously, you're
We did
at least
6,
20.
I believe it was.
Okay, 6%. Okay.
And more money. I think we went to 22.50 an hour on
Okay.
the request. I didn't expect that, but I mean, you know, get that. But then the state came out and publicized this hiring thing and things got going on. So I don't know where we stand. I just know the prices of everything's going up. We had to sign up for CDL driver for a month and never.
Well, I know that the past 8 years, it's been reviewed, your department, 911 and the ambulance, trying to get the pay up there comparable to the surrounding counties. So obviously that's going to be council's decision Monday when they adopt budgets for next year.
And like I said, I don't know what the answer is, because I'm not seeing anybody respond. And, you know, you can dangle an apple or a carrot, sometimes depends on what you're dangling out there is what's going to respond. But right now, I think you can hang a gold apple out there, nobody's going to. It's, they get paid more to stay home.
Well, and I know that you budget for 2 weeks of overtime.
Yes.
And like you said, if you have a bad winter, you can blow through that pretty quick.
And just so you know, we do check for things like that. We're preparing right now. The Sanders are being refurbished, ready to be put on trucks. We've got 2 brand new dump trucks that we ordered back last December. They approved the money. It's sitting there, been sitting there all year. The trucks finally got to the place that's gonna put the bed and stuff on. When they get done, I don't know, because they're waiting on parts.
Okay.
So it gets to be a frustrational thing for everybody, but for us that are depending on it, it makes a big difference, because now without those 2, somebody has got to cover those areas. And that means more time, more spare time. Travis has run truck, Travis has run the end loader, I've run the end loader. We've had to use every single person in there to do different things at different times. And it gets to the point, I don't mind doing it, but it gets to the point, why am I doing it? Or why does he have to do it? Well, we got so many projects going on at the same time. It just makes it stressful. And I think that's the biggest thing, is more stress. But what we are accomplishing, we're proud of it. We've got some major pipes and things we have to have in before the asphalt plant closes, because we can't leave those roads open. 500 South was the one that we got hit hard, the first 8 inches of rain this year. Took 2 pipes out down on 500 South. We've got those. We're ready to start construction there, but manpower shortage. You know, guys trying to get all their time used before they lose it. It makes it difficult to schedule that stuff. And then you you get another 3 inches of rain. So just, that's where we're at. And we got other roads to look at, other roads. to look at.
How many inches of snow before you go out with the plows?
4.
4?
Yeah. 4 inch, yeah. Especially on gravel. And I like to leave 2 on the ground so I have something to not slide the school buses around.
Well, the school bus, I talked to Fountain Central, and they're not too worried about driving on snow or snowpack or.
Well, and that's what you need to do with the gravel.
Our biggest thing are hills.
Yeah,
Hills.
sand hills,
Gravel.
sand hills. But as far as going out and scraping with grader blades, chip and seal or asphalt,
Actually, quite frankly, like.
They
I could care less, people could leave 35, huh?
They don't know what's asphalt, they're not supposed to. I know,
I've got video after video,
I know.
shaking house windows, road gear, with sparks flying. But anyhow,
Yeah,
I think maybe we help with that. I've been in contact with Sam with CMS last week, down there on Mountain Road, the trash. I've
okay,
been in contact with Montgomery County Commissioners.
right,
I have yet to get a response from Montgomery County Commissioners, they're supposed to have an administrative meeting Friday. To address Mountain Road or to, what this Sam said was originally, he tried, and can't probably know more about this than I did. He tried to get them to blacktop 300 of these road in Montgomery County, and then out to 32 or whatever, where no trucks would have to go on Mountain Road. They would all bypass Mountain Road.
right,
Oh, if you put a sign on there and enforce it, they won't be on it.
yeah,
And he said, well, and he said, that's kind of whatever, I don't know, through or whatever. But I said, I don't care, we need to get together and Montgomery County needs to pay for some of this road.
yes,
And he even said, hey, I'll throw it. But so anyhow, I'm trying to get a meeting.
okay. I'd like to be at that.
Well, no, you would be in the county highway supervisor from Montgomery County and
Okay.
commissioner,
Yeah, okay,
and at least one commissioner from
okay,
each county.
Yeah.
To get this thing straightened out, I'm tired. I mean, that road's impossible to take care of, and the phone just rings off the wall.
let me just add one thing to that. Forcing dirt on that road causes a bigger problem than anything else that's ever done. That's gotta be taken off. I mean,
Okay.
because every time it rains, dirt walks together and you get a bigger hump or a truck,
Right.
it pushes it up, now you got an impossible thing to drink.
This Sam's gonna be gone after this week, about the entire month of October, so I was trying to push a meeting for this week sometime.
Okay.
But
See, when they added, that truck company added another coming out Tangier, so they're coming up to ours on 234.
Oh, we can sign up. I've been down on Schoolhouse Road and saw 7 or 8 trash trucks in an hour. Go through there.
Yes,
We can enforce that if we post it. That's,
yeah,
and put big fines on it.
yes,
Because if they're not picking up trash on that road that day.
So, on that subject, you guys know I live down there on Gulf Road, that wooden bridge, there used to be no traffic over that.
exactly.
So I don't know if they're using it as a pass through or what they're doing. I know they're not picking up comparisons of drawings.
Right, no.
So. I don't know.
I sat there on Schoolhouse Road one day at my first job, writing insurance.
Yeah,
And I saw 7 empty trash trucks. You can tell they were empty because when they hit that bridge,
Bridge, yeah,
it just rattled that big, beautiful house. It rattled. It sure, it sounded like a bomb.
and if you go,
And they were empty because they had to go in. I said, where's that a shortcut to? And they're like, nowhere, but you better watch when you go out of our lane.
well, that bridge there, even because they're coming through there so often, right there where the concrete kind of starts at, there's holes.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, you can hear that. You can hear it.
Right.
Ooh.
So, yeah,
So here's another thing. Crawfordsville transfer station shut down this week.
really,
In Crawfordsville, supposedly, it's shutting down.
Now, I don't know what's gonna happen with it. Look, the waste management, transfer station on, Love Street, is closing this month, like October 16th.
So maybe TNS is gonna get all of it.
Well, Waste Management trying to take however much to Indianapolis or whatever, but yeah, they're gonna pick up business, that.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
and we had a deal, working with Montgomery County to get that recycling, but it's supposed to go 28-inch, reconditioning. But it never,
Something needs to be done.
yeah, we were promised a week with that from this
And
company trying to sell
if we actually have to bring our engineers in to say,
it. Yeah,
this is what you need to do,
had fun.
we'll do it, because the mail people, the school bus drivers,
School bus
I'm talking to all of them.
Ambulance,
Emergency vehicles,
emergency of any kind, yeah.
good luck getting down that road anymore. 20-mile-an-hour safer than
Yeah.
Yeah, I wrote that word every day, so, yeah. I know.
Yeah. We won't disagree
I
with
got Northmont, Southmont School District.
Southmont.
That's
what I
get
get.
Northmont.
Well, I got another one kid down the road,
I
he
think.
goes to sophomore.
Okay.
Actually, was one kid in that. group.
Right, that's when I get the call from the Southmont guy. Matter of fact, that bus driver came and saw it. So,
He owns his own bus.
yeah,
That's just getting torn.
yeah, well, and, you know, you can't blame them.
No.
And unfortunately, I can't keep the guy there every day, doing that great.
Right,
I mean, it's,
Well,
he
they
couldn't
under,
keep up with it if he stayed every day.
they understand. It's just, they're just. Okay.
That it? You all
All right.
agree?
You too.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah. Oh, Rusty.
Rusty,
Andrews Reynolds awarded the parts for the ventilation system. It's 14 to 16 weeks out.
I know.
So Andrew is checking with 3 other major companies that might have them in stock. So
We're trying.
we're
I
talking.
wasn't even gonna bring that up.
It's-
That's never been an issue right here
Yeah, it's for the
for our
exhaust.
people, it's just exhausting.
Right, we're trying. We haven't given up on it.
And I also want to report, I know you guys probably don't remember, but ex-employee, was found deceased. Saturday, I got a call, and they thought he still worked for the highway, Richard Phelps, so just gotta keep that bunch in prayer and think of him. Put in a lot of time with the county.
You did.
All right.
Thank you.
Joe,
Joe?
I just got some information. I've been working for the last couple of months, we've been working on the exercise. District, with the Indiana exercise, maybe November groups. What is November 4th, we're having an exercise here. And it's on the damage assessment exercise. What we'll be doing and what we'll be having about a 2-hour classroom thing. And then the other 3 to 4 hours will be going out in the field, having teams set up. We're gonna, gotta notify people here in Covington. What we're doing is putting signs out, I want to say signs of pictures posted in along the street, on their house. The damage assessment team goes around and takes pictures of the picture or whatever, and then they do a damage assessment for their area. So that's, it's, the exercise is supposed to last for 6 hours long. And this is November 4th. Participants are from all the counties in District 4, which amounts to about 9 counties. Their EMA and staff will be the ones that will be. Should be a pretty good exercise for our community.
Lauren, you're more than welcome to do that.
It's gonna be nice and crowded.
Pardon?
9 counties, it's gonna be nice and crowded.
Yeah, be interesting because it's something that, we don't get a chance to do very often. And, thanks to the people that's helping us set this exercise up, anyway, I just wanted to let you know on that. So that's all I.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you. Paul, have anything? Paul, you have anything for us?
I do too.
Come on.
Good thing, just a couple things actually. All of the boxes downstairs, first of all, our old voting equipment went out the door. So we no longer have our old touchscreen machine, and just FYI, there was concern that some of our election equipment was connected to the internet. And I personally took apart every machine and looked for a modem or a router on every one, and they weren't. So when we had the Dominion machine, so my vendor said, you're gonna be wasting your time. I said, I understand that, but I can say with confidence that our machines were never connected to the internet. So before they went out the door, I did that. So they are gone as of Thursday, I believe. We did open up all of the new boxes, and we've got a lot of packaging and stuff that's down in the corner by the women's bathroom, ready to go out. I spoke to Rick a little bit ago. I've got 4 more skids of equipment coming in on Thursday. And so we will have more cardboard and packaging to dispose of as well. And so I think that's it for that information. The other thing is redistricting. I have a deadline of October 15th to get everything together and submit it to the state. And I'm not sure what all that looks like, what all you guys need, because I have not had an opportunity to dive into all of it with the new lines and everything's just coming out. I know that Fountain County Congressional District is split. I believe it's Fulton Township and Mill Creek Township are now going to be in the 8th Congressional District. And the rest of the county will still be in the 4th Congressional District. As far as the other lines and everything, I have to sit down and dive into that. I'm gonna do that today. And so I'll have more information. As soon as I have the information for you guys, I will email you everything that I have and work with you that way so that we can get everything done. And go. I think that's it.
When did you say that deadline was?
October 15th.
Okay.
And I don't think you guys can leave until the 18th.
Yeah. So I just didn't know if there was something that we needed to vote on.
Yeah, and there might be, so, but that's
Okay.
right now, I've had other deadlines and things coming and new stuff, and
Okay,
so. Any other questions?
Thank you.
thank you.
Thanks, Paula.
Any other departments? I'm shocked.
Yes, I do.
He said there's so much.
I know.
I can touch you the other day about this.
You were a little closer, so I thought maybe that was a hint, you know.
Okay, something we looked at last spring with the, we did a state kind of assessment of all volunteers throughout the state. One of the topics that came up was basically providing training to 4-H volunteers, those that work with youth, with basically with first aid, CPR, AED. So I was actually fortunate enough to get a grant, and so now I'm actually trained with American Heart, so I can provide the training. So my goal is to train our volunteers and parents, some of the youth that want to do it. But the one thing that we're looking at is that we are seeing an increase definitely in the number of people with some of our events that we're, that we have out at the fairgrounds for the general public for Fountain County. Our goal is this year is we're going to be in person, for all of our events. We're going to have the opportunity to have some very large youth groups, everything from older seniors to younger. So we're going to have a wide range of individuals. So I worked with Tina this, the last couple of weeks, and something that came up is just to try to, be able to put Fountain County kind of in a unique area where we can provide an additional security to those that come on the facility when we have an event out there, is to have an AED that we can take out there when we have the general public in Fountain County. Yeah, we'll just take it out there. And what I worked with Tina on is this is the same AED that she got for all the sheriff's vehicles, all law enforcement, car. And then she worked with it also where this is compatible. So in the event that we were to have to use the AED, this is compatible with their machine. So as soon as they were to arrive on scene, all they have to do is unplug and plug in. So it'd be an easy transfer over so this, so they can continue on with medical care right then. The bid that we put together was for an AED. We also did the infant child. That was something she suggested that way we have the secondary pads for, so it decreases the shock, so we can use it for younger kids. But I wanted to propose this to you to see if you would be willing to give me the approval to take it to the council to use some of the COVID funds to be able to purchase this for us to be able to kind of provide security for the public when we have these events.
How many is the asking just for one?
Yeah, just one.
I would suggest two.
Have two.
I would put one in the front building and have one back inside.
Okay.
Just because it'd be easier, I mean, if you got something that goes on in the back, quick access to grab, back the stage area or whatever. Or if you got something going on at the front, you can grab it that way.
And
I would
we'd be able
suggest
to,
two.
the nice thing is with the new junior leader stand in that facility, we'd be able to keep it secured in that, and we'd be able to keep one secured, yeah. So we'd be able to keep it where no one would mess with them, but we could easily keep them in a safe.
So are you on ARP money?
Yeah, so
Okay.
like some of the, if we'd be able to get permission to use those funds to be able to purchase the two of those.
Okay,
Okay, to access that ARP money, we as commissioners got to decide what we're gonna do, whether we do a committee or just do it ourselves. But at any rate, it's all the same thing. It's gotta come, just like you're doing, it's gotta come to the commissioners first.
Right.
And then it's gotta go to the council, everybody's gotta approve it, so it really doesn't matter.
because right now, we really don't have a set dollar amount on if we're gonna be spending X amount of dollars for this, and so we did talk about that last week. Some counties just say, they're gonna spend $500,000 or whatever, and then once you do that, then this is gonna have to go through additional appropriations, in order to spend.
And I wanted to
Yeah,
start
but with your
there.
question,
Yeah.
I have no problem.
Well, the thing is.
I have no
start
problem
this
finding
now.
money for you anyway.
Right,
Yeah.
well, and I'm actually working on grants right now to get all the equipment to be able to do the training. So like, this is mainly, we want to get this started now, because this will be, when we start seeing the events, will be after Christmas. So we want to get things set in place for spring, set up, we want to start this.
It's actually amazing the amount of older people that are out and
Yeah.
young people that we've never,
Oh, yeah.
I ever remember. You ever seen an incident?
Not, and that's the thing,
Yeah,
is we
neighbors
never,
are hot,
yeah.
working hard, doing whatever, grandpa's helping grandkids.
I mean, not on what we haven't had it done out there, but it's just.
Matter of time.
Yeah, so it's like, we want to get ahead of it and have some, have things in place.
Yeah.
To be able to provide this, so that's why.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't.
And we have time,
Yeah, so. I
so,
want to bring it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, regardless of where it
I mean,
comes from.
Yeah, wherever.
Okay, all right, and I'll take it to the council on Monday, so they're aware of it. and we'll go from there.
okay,
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Maybe just revise these numbers to
The two.
two.
Okay, yeah, I'll get the team and have her we'll get a new bid for us.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
okay. I didn't know what we want to move on to. Are we still talking about?
I've got it whenever I've got any smart.
Okay, well, that was what I had next
Okay.
too. But I didn't know if you wanted any more. Yeah. So it was suggested, some counties, have a committee, some counties do not. I know when we did the CARES Act, we didn't really have a committee, but it was so fast paced that, I mean, it was all brought before the commissioners and council, you know, whenever anything was spent. I wanted to talk to you guys to see, you know, if you felt a need for the committee. I expressed that I felt like the auditor needed to be involved. And regardless, it's going to be treated the same way we do anybody else's budget. If, once we get people to submit a plan or a project that they're,
have to do.
which is what they have to do. I mean, I don't know why it couldn't be treated, you know, just like, you know, bids for a job or something, they submit it to, you know, regardless, the auditor is gonna have extra work on this. It's a no-brainer. She's gonna be involved. And whether you have a committee, it's gonna take one commissioner or one council. So, I mean, if we would choose to do a committee, I say we just do 3.
I'd
I
make a motion to do the president of the council, the president of the commissioners, and the auditor.
And I'm okay with that because I will bring that, you know, before the other commissioners, obviously, and it will have to be voted on. Like I
And
said,
Doug is the same. He brings it to the council
yes.
and then we vote on it.
And I think he's going to talk to his council on Monday on is there a need for a committee or not? And like I said, some counties are doing it, some counties are not. They're just treating it kind of like they do
I think we should
submitting
have
for
one.
bids. You think so?
I
Okay.
think so.
So, I mean, I'm fine with,
Yeah, I think we should have both presidents and.
do you want to vote on that for those appointments? Then they can do what they want.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Anyone.
3-0.
who wants to.
Right. And that way, all parties are on the same page that way.
Yeah, because I definitely want the auditor there. I
Yeah.
mean, she wants to be there because there's a lot of,
Paperwork.
there's a lot of paperwork that has to be done and we do need to decide how much of the money, I don't think we want to get in a hurry in spending the funds right away, but we do need to have a plan of when is our deadline for things to be submitted for ARP dollars to be spent, because she's going to have to report all this once we start spending that money.
Right.
I did see where they backed up the report that was due October 31st to
Okay.
December 31st. So
Okay. So if we don't spend anything this year, then you're going to have to think about next year to start reporting. Okay.
and it all has to be appropriated.
Right. So that being said, I know we did not budget, advertise or anything for all that. So everything will have to be additional appropriation for next year, just so you know, and no big deal. Andrew, did you have something? You-
Since we're talking about committees. So I went and done a longevity study prior to budgets this year. And we kind of touched on it and didn't talk about it. Do you want to do the same committee for longevity? I pretty much have it in file. Just review over and see if you're interested.
I think it's been brought up several times. I know I presented it to council at one time to consider, and nothing
I've already.
was ever done.
I've already done the study. I put 3 different things together, the way we can approach it.
Mhm.
It's just a matter of commissioners and council get together, and I figured if the president both can set this committee, I can let you guys know. I think HR was maybe one that you were one involved in.
Right, we have some things to add to it. And I kind of felt like the council might be open to it.
Okay.
So I think this is a good time to.
So the same 3 people on that committee.
Plus HR.
HR, and somebody from the auditor's office, you want somebody.
Well, I mean, I didn't know Kim, you know, with
Well, yeah.
So just keep the same 3 people, Collins, 3 board people.
is that okay with you, or are you wanting someone else?
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, I've been.
Okay.
So
Simple.
Okay. So do you need to make another motion for that committee, or are you just combine them? Okay.
Some need to be separate.
Okay.
Same people for the.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, 3-0.
I have
Best thing about that.
So- Okay, Colleen has some things. And then we do have smart lawns. No, you're fine.
a,
No,
okay,
you're right.
opioid, the opioid, I can't say that. I said that to Kent. You were in favor. Personally, I say,
I said,
put our name in the hat. What do you think, Kent?
Yeah, I looked through it, and just as long as, just to figure out what the cost benefit analysis, if you opt in, who has to pull what together to approve whatever. To be a member of the class, so we have until in January to opt in.
Yes, I think so.
So I'll continue to- I'm not, there's, not against it anyway, just wanted to, sometimes you can, not to throw good money after bad, and we're not, we don't stand there's not a large recovery, and then we just try to estimate the amount of time that's involved in running the class to make sure they're there.
Dark and Sheriff have an idea of what it's all.
Yeah, I'm just trying to calculate that and see what our, but yeah, I'll continue to do that, have recommendation, full recommendation next week.
Okay.
Anything else?
Also, at our meeting last week, we kind of threw around the NACO membership. Fountain County's never been a member. And Dudley and Brenda were both in favor of it. We have some money, so they kind of directed me to go ahead and sign up because they've been very beneficial in webinars and guidance on the ARPA money without them.
And plus other things, just like AIC. So, the two of them together are looking out for county government. And I know we've just never been involved. They didn't see a need to, so.
We need to make
Do you need a
I'll-
motion?
Yeah, I guess.
I'll make a motion to join.
Also,
All those in favor?
Aye.
3-0. Okay, thank you. Tim, was that it?
Yeah.
Okay, Tim, you want to bring up smart lawn?
yeah, we put out bids for lawn and snow removal, no one responded. So Andrew called a few more people, said, we turn one in, and Smart's the only one who has. And, to mow the grass, weed eat, blow the sidewalks, 125 per time. I did not think that was unreasonable at all. Snow removal, and he understands it's the sidewalks and everything but the park, it's not the parking out there. 235 per time. And then if he has to salt, an additional 245. Salt's not cheap, manpower is not cheap. I don't see anything wrong with either of the bids. What do you guys?
I'm just gonna help work out.
So if he has to salt, it'll be 235 plus
Plus,
245.
Have 400 something.
Okay.
Wait, I can give you copies of this.
Then, that's a shot in the dark. If he's gonna do it 5 times a year, he's gonna do it 20 times.
Well, people use roughly about 3 inches of snow, maybe 12 to 13 bags, so $15 a bag. So. That's all it is.
Plus, you a heart attack.
Yeah, lovely mom.
Yeah.
As long as you don't get it much.
Right. No,
You're just gambling.
it's fine anyhow. I mean, it is what it is.
I'll put together just an on-call independent contractors agreement. for that work.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to accept Andy Smart's service bids for mowing, snow removal, and salt.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
3-0. Anybody have anything else? As I do.
The
Corner showed up.
Just so you guys are aware, I just cleared all 7 in 10 days. So only when's the next time somebody's gonna advertise for that additional, so by the time I get this map, I'll follow up.
I'm going to send one after this meeting. Do you want to do it then? I mean, you need time to,
Yeah, I don't have a map.
okay.
Um,
I may be able to.
I mean, like roughly,
We can't have a hearing in some of them. So,
I mean, do you want us to approve the contingent on the amount that,
Pick a high number.
because they can always go down.
To separate everything out for all lines without just 7,000, and then put it out wherever it needs to go for line. Like,
Okay, so you want
on-call
additional
would be
appropriation for 7,000 broken out,
broken out,
and you'll have that breakdown to her sometime today or tomorrow.
as long as we don't keep running.
Okay. And then she can put in the minutes what,
If that's okay with calling in with y'all.
is that
Go
fine?
ahead and just advertise it under one and then break it down.
We probably could, I mean,
So that
if it's like autopsy or,
in a few days, as opposed to if we start running, if the red truck starts running and I sit down and do it calling. Is that okay? Just say 7 grand and I get it in a few days.
okay, so can I get a motion from one of you? So that she can advertise some additional appropriation in the amount of 7,000, okay.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Thank you, that saves money.
Mhm.
I hope.
I,
It's just been. I've never seen it.
All right.
Right.
Okay, now, let's go back to this now. How are they gonna judge how many inches
I
or?
think we talking 2 or 3 or
whatever I think it's only
two or three, I think. what we're talking.
So they'll be the ones keeping an eye.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll be.
yeah, or you can call, I mean, you, obviously, acting might not get anything, Melanie might have 4 inches.
Well, 2 inches ain't bad unless it's wet.
Yeah, and if you need them, call them.
Right,
If you got a wet 2-inch snow and you don't wanna do it, call
right.
So next thing, I don't know if anybody thinks you're holding on about the heat.
Well, that's my thing. I'm getting ready to address right now. That's on my phone. Are we done with anything else?
Okay, are you good?
We need to make a motion on BT Reynolds after reaching out. We did receive, after asking several companies, BT was the only one that responded to get both boilers downstairs back operational. His quote for the boilers for the south boiler, provided install 1 new Honeywell burner ignition control amplifier, service boiler, disassemble clean water, overflow controls, and replace gasket. That price was $2,213. Also, an additional provide and install 1 combustion blower motor for an additional $1,322. The north boiler, they're going to service it, disassemble clean, the same thing for an additional $370. If all work was to be approved and scheduled together, there'd be a 5% deduct from total. So it would be my motion to accept both boilers to get everything ordered and get everything going for both of those. And take the 5% deduct. They both need that.
Also,
All those in favor?
All right,
Aye. 3-0. So will that be,
already did.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
so that will probably have to be additional appropriation, because I'm sure we don't have funds, so you may have to reach out to Dudley to see which, I know he had talked about using the county general maintenance
I think
funds.
there's probably enough, because what's the total bid?
It's
Like
roughly 35,
35, 38,
under
$39
$4,000.
Okay, we may have that, we have that in county general maintenance.
already that we can
Yes,
pull
but
from.
I do have to have an additional, so should I get a motion to advertise that?
Well, he just made a motion to accept
Okay.
their bid, so That being said, I don't know.
Will that cover it? I'll go ahead.
Yes, we want 4 or 5,000.
Yeah.
Total number was 3,905, 3,905.
So you probably won't round up. Do you think there'll be addition?
There'll be a 5% deduct off of that, but that does not include that number. 3,905 is total. That's
So do you want
without
4,000 or 5? I mean, I'd like. to
I
be
would say,
efficient.
let's do at least 4,500. That way if there's
deduct. Let's just go.
something that. Do
Can we
five.
just do
Let's do
5,000? If you have to do additional or something, we'll do 5,000.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the 5,000 additional.
Tim, he's doing 5,000 additional if we need it.
For the BT as well.
I'll say.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Fine. 3-0.
Thank you.
Do you have any idea when they might start?
He was supposed to let me know. I talked to him. They were getting parts gathered. He didn't think it was a big deal to get those parts.
I can't give you one in the car.
Okay, and I gave him all the information that you had given me. Okay,
So it's 390 next week.
calling, just so you know, it's roughly 3710 after they did that deduct, so. Okay, I think that's. all my-
I don't have anything else. Kent, do you have anything?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
nothing else. I guess we're done. Thank you.
Yeah.